Yes, people, back again. Hopefully you lot can hear me this time and it doesn't want to lag all the time. It wants to lag when I want to start a video and it just doesn't tell me what the case is. So if you can hear me, big up to yourselves. Make sure you smash the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new as well. Just here to talk on some news on United. It is United channel. I am wearing blue. It is what it is. I do run a generic content channel as well. Mainly, this is just my other channel, second phase, whatever you want to call it. So if you see stuff in the back like this, don't take no notice. Yeah. But yeah, man, make sure you like the video. Much appreciate to everyone that has done so at the moment. You know, we got this. I was hoping the Mazraoui news or potential news was going to get either denied or it would further through a bigger source potentially. But apparently, he's got a mad injury, which I'll be talking about. We have to talk about that man, Mason Mount. I've had enough. This guy is actually mad cheeky. There's nothing more to really say about him in it, really and truly. But I'll go through that and what's potentially happening with him. You know, there's a shock transfer target, or shock transfer swoop, even you can call it, with a name that I don't favor whatsoever. And there's always going to be transfer news with United and who we might get. But there are a couple of a pair of left backs that are on the agenda. One that actually used to play at United, and then Ten Hag update. There we are, talking about that. But you know, of course, with United fan base, you know, uproar, don't know what to do, head loss, including myself. Don't really know what to make of a situation. Does United even need to bring out a statement to update the fans after debriefing? I'm going to guess the Laurie Whitwells and Athletics of the world that this man was under pressure in his last 3 games. Who was it again? Was it Tottenham, Porto, and Aston Villa? And we've had nothing going on yet. So no one actually knows. But right now, as it stands, if he isn't being sacked now, there's been no statement in the last couple of days after a few meetings, then more than likely he is staying until further notice. So there we are, man. Big up to everyone that's in there. Make sure you smash the likes. Big up Zed. Big up Kingsman. Ben 10 at the wall. Whatever. Big up Georgie 1 foot. Big up Mo. He says, yeah, we behind. We can Ten Hag behind you, by the way. What's that? Not what you're on about there. Big up Donna. Big up Winter Soldier as well. Big up Certified and the rest of them. Chilwell link. Oh, don't stop it right now, man. You need to stop it right now. It's not the Chilwell links. There are Chilwell links. You're right, but there's other links as well. I don't think Chilwell actually fits the mold, so I'll debunk it myself anyways. But if you don't know, if you guys in the comments anyways, have you seen the Mazraoui news? You don't know where it's gonna. You don't know what to make out of this. Apparently, it's a known condition, and I didn't know of this condition. But if there was a condition, surely the medical team would have noticed this, right? Surely Man United should have picked up on this. I'm actually going to, as I thought I could go and do the research, but I didn't have time for the Mazraoui injuries. Like I can't, some sort of cardiac, something to do. Heart, he got a heart condition, and I think it is known as well. It says the thing is, it's actually on Daily Mail right now as well. I'm reading up. It says Man United summer signing is diagnosed with rare heart condition and set for spell on the sidelines. See, I don't know how true this is. Apparently, it's called cardiac arrhythmia. Arrhythmia. I don't know arrhythmia. I don't know how to say it correctly. So apologies. If you can let me know how to say it, then I've been educated today. It says also known as an irregular heartbeat occurs when the heartbeat is too fast, too slow, or an irregular pattern. But I'm not too sure if that's going to be the case where it's going to keep him out, because should that not also be known already to keep him sidelined regardless? According to Italian journalist Nicolo Schira, he said signing Mazraoui will be sidelined for 2 months due to a cardiac arrhythmia diagnosis. So they have to keep watch of him just in case, because if you don't know, he might have to retire if that's the case. If it goes past that, anyways, then it might be too dangerous for him to actually play football at this rate. And yes, it didn't cost Man United a lot, but away from how much it actually costs and whatnot, you know, you have to look at it a little bit more on the human element side of things. You know, regardless how much it is, this is this man's career and his life. And obviously the heart problems come first before anything, right? But on the business side of things, does that mean United's scouting department or United's way of wanting to do recruitment now, again, is it another Ineos L, which is fair scrutiny, in my opinion, fair scrutiny. I think it's crazy as well, because United already, United already have Luke Shaw out. He's come. I think he's back now, but he's not going to be with the first team properly or fit enough to even make a first 11, let alone on the bench. You know, we've got Malassi as well, who's been tipped for a return potentially at the end of this month. Or actually, he was tipped after this break. But again, he's not going to be first team. And you got to wonder who's going to end up going there. Is it going to be the young Toby Collier? And is this another howler from Ineos again in the summer when we was asking for a left back? It was tipped time and time again that United would be definitely patterning up a left back. And there's been a few names, and Chelsea fans getting excited because we took one of their other lot who is also injured, which again, United's medical team did not pick up on. And I don't know why it was not a concern in the first place. How has this even happened? So now we're going into, we're going into the first game against Brentford under a manager that we don't want, majority, I can't speak for all, and you've got one fullback. Let that sit in. You have to let that sit in or sink in and wonder what's actually going on. And you got to face adversities, and you got to do what you got to do. This is where the managers earn their money. But in terms of earning your money here against a Brentford side that's really quick on the counter attack and really fierce, like to score early, you need your defenders, and you need every single one of them. If you go stick Toby Collier at left back or right back, it doesn't really matter which side, then you're not going to have much justice. I think we saw Lindelof play at right back against Aston Villa, so that might be the case as well. So there you go. There's an option, but it's not the option. It might look a little bit more defensively solid, but that just works in favour of Ten Hag. And I'm not being funny. At Old Trafford against Brentford, I believe last year United won 3-0. I might be wrong. Is it 3-0? Because I know that might be in the first season. Let me check this results. What was the score? I know we won. I'm pretty sure we won. It was that the 3-2 maybe. Was it the McTominay thing? When McTominay scored at the end? Someone remind me of the scores if you don't mind. I cannot remember. I know we drew 1-1 just about at their ground. 2-1. Was it the McTominay Braves game? Yeah, there you go. And that was an awful game as it is. And United should have lost that game. So there. Don't United have a buyback clause on Alvaro Fernandez? Yeah, so Alvaro Fernandez is actually getting a lot of, he's getting a lot of attention at the moment. Real Madrid, the circling around him. I believe was Alvaro Fernandez the guy that actually used to be in their academy, or was it Atleticos? I can't remember which way it was, but he was also there. He's probably loving life over in Portugal at Benfica. He's doing really well. And there was another team that's also linked with him. It might have been Barcelona or somebody else. But if the big boys are circling around him, it's because they're promising and he's doing good, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that I've watched Alvaro Fernandez numerous of times, because I haven't. I'm not going to. I don't think I've even watched one Benfica game. But if they're going to say that he's been doing really well this season, then I'm going to take his word for it. United should never have let this guy go in the first place, especially for the price that it was. But with Mazraoui being injured out, they might have to look at it as this guy's going to be the one going further forward. He was in the academy. If there's a cheap buyback clause, you must go and trigger it. He had a great time at Preston. He's physically ready as well. You see him. He's got all the minerals and tools, but Ten Hag never used him. So what's the point of triggering a player's release clause, a buyback clause, with a manager that doesn't even favour him? We look at with Ahmad. We've seen it already. The only reason why Ahmad is going to play now is because Garnacho is actually injured. Another injury. All of a sudden, we would talk about rotation. Talk about the rotation in the team. We're praising, look at Ten Hag. Oh, he's praising this. He's rotating this guy. He's rotating that guy. He's keeping everyone fresh. And all of a sudden, Garnacho's injured. Mainoo's injured. Rashford has a niggle. Mazraoui's out. And I might have even missed him maybe. Mason Mount's still injured. Euro's out. Now, that's not down to the manager, but really and truly, he's doing his best. Credit. You've got to look at the medical team. The place that was meant to be revamped. You got new physios. You got a new doctor from Arsenal who started work in just February. This stuff is meant to be sorted. The Carrington training grounds had a little revamp, been laid out. It's not grade A, but it's still durable. Here we are. We have to question the medical team, and you have to really question United on these things, and it's super annoying as well. Because now we're going into even if Ten Hag gets sacked, whoever the manager may be, even if let's say Mainoo's only out for maybe it's just one of those things where, oh, just don't go on international break. We need you here. We need you fit. Then he's not even going to have all the tools. And we've got people think it's an easy run that United's got coming up, by the way, and it's not. People like, according to Ty, believe that we got a bit more of an easier fixture list. You know, we got Chelsea at home. That's not easy no more. Since when is Chelsea at home an easy fixture anymore? When Tottenham can come to our gaff and batter us 3-0? Let me know. I want your thoughts on that. How about that? You know, Brentford, when it comes to Tottenham, when it come to Liverpool, and when it's come to Man City, they've got going. They could have won the game. They played good football under Thomas Frank, and yet they could have won the game, but they didn't in the end. United don't have the goal-scoring firepower to go and do that. We won't get it over the line. And there's other fixtures coming up as well. And I don't even know them off by heart, I'll be honest. But I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, that's the easy 3 points. Under a new manager, it might be. But under this one, it's not. But yeah, Mazraoui being injured out is a huge blow. That's the one area United doesn't need an injury at. And this is where it's just going to be, it might go Pete Tong and it might just go downhill from here. Again, wasting time, delaying the inevitable. But Ineos, I'm pretty sure they have to come out of a statement. And this is, it's like, don't get me wrong, you don't always have to come out of a statement to show your faith or anything, but at least filter it into the David Ornsteins. I ain't heard from a while from Laurie Whitwell. Like, this is weird. I've never known such a club ever, a top club, by the way, to ever take this much time in making a decision. You know, at some point, and I think it's fair criticism. It doesn't mean I'm against Ineos or whatever, right? But I can criticize them. You're trying to get your structure right, and yes, it does take time. But we got told Omar liked Dan Ashworth. We got told Wilcox has worked under so and so back at City with Omar Barada and stuff like that. He's got his network, and this system or this structure that is being pulled over to Manchester United fans, including myself, right? We believe that this is the structure that's going to take us forward, footballing decisions, so and so, more and more that we're going to not have of the past with the Glazers and Ed Woodward-nomics and the rest of the crew as well, where it's, what's his name, Richard Arnold, John Murto, apparently moved on from that. Right now, United can't make a decision quick enough. You don't need to, whether it's 2 scheduled meetings or not, I think that pretty much we should have had these alarm bells again from the FA Cup final. Dan wasn't there. Omar wasn't there. Credit, cool. We wait. Even then, now, when it comes to decisions, they can't make up their minds. And usually a structure, when it's in place, is because they're all acting as one. But I just feel, unfortunately, that they're not even the guys that are making the final decisions and not being allowed to run the club. As for me, this is all pure speculation, by the way, and pure assumption. So don't take my word for it. But I'm just saying how it looks on my eyes, because I'm probably more in the negative mode than I'm looking at it as a positive. But I just feel every time there's an article, Jim Ratcliffe has the final say. Even though he said, I will support my team in making decisions, it feels like from reports that are coming out, he makes the final decisions. Him, that Brailsford guy, and also Joel Glazer. They are the ones that sign stuff off. Joel Glazer used to do this before. So you have to start questioning parts of Ineos, thinking about how are you going to be making decisions quick enough, because anybody else, top clubs and stuff like that, would have made the decision by now. Even Chelsea, under their new structure, made a quick decision that they needed to get rid of Graham Potter. It didn't work. They got it wrong. On to the next one. Why can't we be like that? So yeah, selling our streams at this moment of time until you know, until we can actually believe in it. It's making me annoyed just thinking about it as well. United go lose against Brentford, and do you still keep him, or are we gonna have to wait another week? Are they? The thing is, the stuff that we don't know is if they are doing groundwork behind the scenes, if they are lining up managers. We got Miguel Delaney coming out today, tipping Tuchel as the next manager to succeed. I don't believe him, right? Miguel Delaney talks shit, just like Samuel Luckhurst, and so anyone else from the Manchester Evening News when it comes to Manchester United. These are not men to look at. You know, so again, it's all going to have to be on the waiting scale. But there's one man I have to definitely talk about, whether it's the medical team or not. It's the man with the ego that no one wants to really criticize, and he still goes under the radar, is Mason Mount. Now, I had a little segment on talking about him on the last show on Never a Foul. How this man is getting away with murder. What is going on with Mason Mount? He even put a post out, apparently. This is if he's injured. Why have you put a post out? Remember, it's only a scratch, you know, head injury, right? And you have people like Patrice Evra coming out on what's a podcast, Rio Ferdinand, Phil Jones. You have to start question mentalities of some of these players, people that are a little bit cancerous potentially in the dressing room, and you have to get them out. You know, you're not really setting a good example for a dressing room if you're out with minor injuries and you're not really playing on it. I think Wayne Rooney even spoke on it. And I feel like this guy is one of them. You know, any sort of niggle that he gets, he's out. And he's out for a serious amount of times. You know how annoying that is, by the way? It's just infuriating. Let me see what you lot have to say as well, because I've got a lot to say about Mason Mount. The ego on this guy is disastrous. What is different with Ashworth, Berardo, Murto, and Arnold? At this rate, I suppose what I would give credit for Ineos, or shall I say them to, is when they did get into the club, and even though it was very late, we got signings in the door quicker than what obviously Arnold or Murto did, and they don't need to go and fly to Spain and so other places to try and get deals done. The deals did get done for good prices, or prices that are more favorable than we have done in the past. I think there is a big difference, Arnold and Murto. But the thing is, I don't know. I think it might be too early to call, and this could even be overreactionary from me and myself. I'm getting over myself because I'm admitting to everyone I am in a bit of a foul mood when it comes to Manchester United, and it's not really a lot of positives to go off of. And if I go for something positive, then I look like a knob. Muzzy says, Bruno, Rashford and Shaw are the biggest problems, not going to lie. They are issues, I agree. Like Bruno, I don't think he's good enough. He's kind of annoying when it comes to balance of the midfield. But then again, that could come down to the manager of how he's deploying them, and he should recognize some of this. We got football people. Omar Barada Ashworth got scammed by PSG, got scammed by Bayern for scrubs. Sue is saying the meeting was a warning that he will be sacked if it carries on. Yeah, but we had that before as well. We got told that before. We got told that he's under a watchful eye and he's under scrutiny, and he's on borrowed time is the new word, right? Borrowed time that I've seen over Twitter in the last couple hours. How many, bro? We've been saying this for the last 4 weeks. I look like a total idiot because I'm thinking, what Ineos. Remember, it was all about performances. It was all about, on the pitch, we want to play a certain way, a certain brand of football. Well, let's add it all up. Yeah, right. Because we got told it's not about the results. We've got to see something sustainable, the United way, and moving forward to the future. We got to look at it from that perspective. And this is what's annoying me. Because again, like I said, I didn't want to create this channel on this whim. I hate it. It just doesn't fill me with anything remotely. I don't know what's the word. I can't even be constructive about this. It's garbage. It's garbage to talk about Man United this way. Even with the small hopes, I would still put positives on this. And even I'm finished. Ty is the positive one, but I call that toxic positivity. You're just being positive for the sake of being positive. I hate it. I hate talking about my club this way. It's just infuriating. But yeah, Mason Mount's another Jack Wilshere. It's just I agree. I agree on that part. Zed, you want to be a mod? I suppose I've already got a few mods on here, I believe. Let me see if I can do that. I could do a couple more. I need some Man United mods though. But you was here from the start, so let me try to add you as a mod. There we go. But yeah, no, it does come across a little bit like Manager FC at like right now. But for me, yeah. With Mason Mount, anyways, man, it is the new Jack Wilshere. That's the perfect way to say it. Both English, both out injured all the time. I think Jack Wilshere might have had worse injuries, and he was always injured anyways from young. But with Mason Mount, he's at a good age where I think he's 25 now. He should be kicking on. I don't think he's actually a bad player. Like technically, Mason Mount's sound, and we talk more about his off the ball ability than on the ball ability, and that's not even worth 50 to 55 million. Off the ball, that's a 30 million pound player in my eyes. But we still bought him, and he's still part of this squad on a high wage, bearing in mind, which is woeful. He might go down as bar Anthony, bar a couple others. I wouldn't even put Maguire up there anymore. I actually kind of like Maguire about the armband. I'll be honest. Maguire's not the issue. Him got to be up there, one of the worst signings, and the fact that he's got that iconic number 7 shirt is worrying. Again, questions over the medical team. The signs were there at Chelsea when he was injured for most of the season. And you want to bring in Thomas Tuchel. He's going to be one of the ones that probably favour him in a balance of right now of United's team of the midfield where they need legs, they need runners, and to be fair, you need a lot of the off the ball ability, including on the ball. He might fit into the first 11 under a new manager, but I'm not in favor of it whatsoever. I don't know if he's a 10, I don't know if he's an 8, I don't know if he's a right winger, left winger, false 9. He's just a bench and a scrub at this point. There's nothing really much more to say about this. The fact that I think his ego's got the better of him. And again, he's absolutely pulled the wool over United eyes. You know, his dad and everything. I don't care if David Beckham was your idol. I don't care about anything that you thought about United in the past. I couldn't care less. The fact that he was a fan, we all know most footballers stop being fans of football after they sign for different clubs. You're not really a fan no more until they go off like Darren Bent and admit their love for Arsenal again because they're not playing for Tottenham no more. So yeah, I think we've got to pull the plug on him next summer. He's got to go. He doesn't offer enough, and we already said like availability is the best ability. So go on from there, and let's see what we can do. But I don't think he's going to stay fit for majority of the season, and he's going to keep letting us down when we need him, especially now. Maybe Mason Mount would be a good right back. How about that? There you go. There's a guy that could have filled the spot, but here we are. He's not there. That's that. Giving the 7 is crazy, crazy work for me. So, but yeah, there's a lot of injuries going on for United. That's just not in favour. Some of the transfer targets, as we were speaking about, was Alvaro Fernandez, obviously, but it was only noted that he's got a buyback clause and that we can go and get him, but it's not exactly a concrete transfer. There's ones where there's rumours again circulating because he's out of favour. Is Ben Chilwell? And for me, you know what it is with me about Ben Chilwell? It's not really about not just his availability, which obviously doesn't make sense in the United perspective, and him being English. I don't think he's got crap ability. I don't think Ben Chilwell is actually a bad football player. From what I've gathered and seen, he comes across as quite a nice guy. He comes across as he's quite a decent person and whatnot. I wouldn't say that he's a cancer in the dressing room. But when it comes to his ability to defend is definitely degraded. In my eyes, he's got worse with the injuries. He's lost that little bit of speed, acceleration that he's quite known for. Off the mark, he was very quick. Even when going forward, I feel like he's lost confidence. And United right now is not a team that can afford someone that is actually low on confidence, and yet let alone not even playing football. So you got to wait for this guy to get back up to scratch. And is he going to stay fit? He's really like Luke Shaw. He's always out injured. He's meant to be one of the leaders at Chelsea. I think that might have been taken away now, but because he's not really involved with Maresca's team. So again, if United are really targeting him, again, you'd have to question that this is a stopgap and this is nothing long-term and it's bad for United. I'm pretty sure he'll take his pay cuts. I'm pretty sure he'll do a job here and there, but it's not sustainable whatsoever. We sold someone is more on the up and coming. You want to go sign players that are 25 and younger, which is the new thing, right? Then he's not that guy. And that's just me being in denial about him, but he's just not that person. But for me, is if you're going to go and make an investment into someone and you're looking to play attacking football, who's okay at defending but really good going forward, like very certified when it comes to the possession side of the game, technical side, is Kirkers again has been linked with Man United in a team that's probably above us in the league right now as we speak in Bournemouth. But he's going to cost us an arm and a leg. I don't know how United go out there with some of these transfers in January and afford any of this. When we've got potential PSR problems, quoted again, if United don't make Champions League, then United are in trouble. And then you're going to make an investment out of your summer budget out of January. And if you're going to go get a left back, I remember actually this was the actual quote, and I believe it was from Laurie Whitwell as well, tier 1, and maybe another. United do not want to spend more than 20 million on a fullback. Kirkes in January is going to cost, they're going to ask for 40 to 50 million at this point. No, he's having a really good season as well. You thought you couldn't get better than last year. He's having a better season now. You know, he's young. Obviously, he's hungry. He's going to want to be at the top of, well, especially left backs in the world where I think it's actually lacking. But then you have to question, is he a left back or is he actually a left wing back? Because for me, he looks more of a wing back and not a left back. I've seen him play for Hungary. Not that impressive, to be fair, but he does a job. But I'm not going to rate him at Hungary because Szoboszlai has an absolute blinder for Hungary every time he plays. He scores free kicks and all sorts. Big up HR as well. Big up Hooks who's in the building. I hope you lot are smashing the likes as well. We're on 63 likes, which is underperforming. Well, it's horrendous to be fair. But big up, there's 130 of you in the building. If you haven't subscribed, this is the new channel. You're more aware of it now. We had a left back and we sold Alvaro Fernandez. I'm in agreement with you right there. He should be the guy that if you're going to, I'm pretty sure the buyback clause is not that much. It should be an option anyways. An option because we don't even know if Malas is going to even come back fit. We don't even know if he's going to be the same player. He's been out for over a year, by the way. Long time. This hat is a collectible and people comment on it. So I'm going to keep wearing it. No one has this hat. So in 5 years after this person blows up, whatever her name is, the Hawk Tour girl, then you never know how much this hat might go for. Keep it nice and pristine and in good condition. Unlike United. See, I don't know when Malas is back. I have no idea. It's looking peak. Jose Mourinho points per game 1.97, which is a win percentage of 58.33%. Spent 392 million on his Europa League. Yeah, we could always big up Mourinho being clear of United's but let's not act like the football was literally worse. It was worse than Ten Hag's football. But it did get us results, but it was diabolical to watch. But it's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? So yeah, I'm in agreement there as well. But yeah, going past the left back situation, we clearly need some reinforcements. Just don't know where from. And this is where I look at a manager thinking he can get the best out of a situation. You know, sometimes you can always switch up your formations to make sure that, you know, you can get the best 11 out there possible. I'm kind of in semi-agreement on a percentage of, let's say, 65%. I think United should switch to a back three. I think we got centre-backs that can play back three, and I think they're more suited to it. Harry Maguire out wide, known for England. You know, Lisandro Martinez in the middle. You can dictate the ball and play the way you need to. And obviously, De Ligt's known for it. I'm not saying De Ligt's the best back three centre-back. I don't really like him out there, but with some defensive stability, you can put someone else at wing-back, and it alleviates them from a job, from defensive duties as much as the next, because you got back three and obviously probably a DM or two. It's disgusting to even think about. You know, this is why Conte is so great at what he does, because he knows when to switch it up. He doesn't always play back three. You should see how he manages in games or when he subs on a player. He's not as stubborn as people make him out to be, but he knows what he's doing. But yeah, right now with the Ten Hag situation, it looks like he's staying. We already said yesterday, even if it is guesswork, I think it's at this point easy guesswork to say that he is going to be in charge of United for the foreseeable future. Until Brentford, and he's on borrowed time again. Has this board got the balls enough to sack someone even if he gets a draw? Imagine having 8 games and 9 points after game week 8. And then you've got your ex-manager in Jose Mourinho shortly afterwards away in Turkey, where you know that you're not that great anyways. And I don't see Ten Hag or the players have a mentality to get over Mourinho himself, let alone the players. He's got some decent players. And imagine selling Fred and Amrabat, by the way, to then lose to them for the players that you sold or didn't sign in the summer. Because I don't believe Amrabat's a crap player. I think Ten Hag just ruined him. Fred should never have went in the first place. And that's that, man. That's all she wrote. But with Ten Hag's situation, something's got to give at some point real soon. Real soon. No joke. But hopefully you guys smash the likes. I'm going to go over to Monster's channel in the next half an hour, less, 20, 25 minutes. I only look to do these lives for not that long. So hopefully you lot can subscribe and eat this up and like away and do whatever you need to do. But I've had enough of United at the moment. It's not really much United talk. The break is the break. The best part about the break right now is watching Lee Carsley ball, which is tonight at 7:45. If you lot don't know, we do run watch-alongs. There's a lot of you here. It's just a click. You don't have to sign up. But watch out for the community post. It's called Big Up, bigup.com. There you go, man. You can watch us there and you can talk to me and Daps directly. It's like this. So as much as you lot are talking to me now in the comments, it's exactly the same. Again, you don't need a profile. If you do want to talk, you will, like anywhere, like YouTube and all that. You can't just comment. But, you know, if you can just go and watch if you want. And just watch out for that at 7 in a bit.